Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Starry Tarot. If you are, wait, I don't know why. Is my sound not working? Oh no, it is working. Okay. Hi, welcome. My name is Sophie. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who are new here, my name is Sophie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am a tarot reader, and I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical or legal questions. This is not working here. Today I am excited to use, I think I've mentioned before, for those of you who do know my channel, I think I have like 32 decks in my collection, and out of all those, I only have like, out of all those, only 3 of them adhere to the traditional RWS tarot art, which I've been really studying deeply lately. And we just received our first donation. Thank you so much, Jewel, for your donation, hun. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you, girl. Yeah, I decided against going to a party tonight. I'm gonna go to Temple. And then I'm gonna go out for dinner afterwards. It's gonna be a low-key Halloween. I mean, as you see, I'm not even dressed up. I guess I could just call myself a French girl. I don't know, because I have a striped shirt on. I don't know. Are you dressed up? Are you doing anything this year? There's nothing going on that I want to go to tonight, but I did try to make a music video earlier. That's very cool. Yeah, I was invited to a couple of parties. There's one I did really want to go to, but I can't. I just don't have it in me to go, girl. I just don't. It's not far away even. I'll probably just watch a Dracula ballet on YouTube. I didn't even know there was a Dracula ballet. That is very cool. That's very cool. Well, how did your trip go, by the way? Possibly, yeah, possibly. I mean, I don't think there would be anything bad at the party, but I just, yeah, I think it's more a sign that I'm getting old. Actually, I think that's more what the sign is. That's what the sign is. I think. Yeah. Great. That's what's up, girl. Yeah. See, you had nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Was the weather good too? Insanely therapeutic. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's awesome. Yay! I'm happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that, girl. That's was very much in good time. So how can I help you today? What is on your mind? What may I ask for you? Yeah, and there were a lot of migrating butterflies. Oh my gosh, yeah, butterflies are. I've heard from various sources that they're a sign, a spiritual, symbolic, like a symbol. Um, I saw one the other day. I don't see nearly as many as I did when I was a kid. Were they a specific type of butterfly? Butterfly. Oh, and by the by, I do have a hard stop at 5 o'clock. I've got to get going around that time. Yeah, and there were a lot of. Oh, sorry, you read that. They were monarchs. I was wondering if they were monarchs. Oh, how beautiful! That must have been so special to be a part of and to witness. I'm so happy for you. That's wonderful. My question is, how do I stop feeling like I can't defend myself when trouble arises? Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How can Jewel stop feeling like she can't defend herself when trouble arises? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Jewel do to stop feeling helpless when trouble arises? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Jewel do to stop feeling helpless in the face of trouble or peril? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Jewel do to stop feeling helpless in the face of trouble or peril? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Jewel do to stop feeling helpless in the face of trouble? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Jewel do to stop feeling helpless when she's facing trouble or peril? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Jewel do to stop feeling helpless when she's feeling trouble or peril? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Jewel do to stop feeling helpless when she feels trouble or peril? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Jewel do to stop feeling helpless when in the face of trouble? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Jewel do to stop feeling helpless in the face of trouble? Yeah, what can you do? Because, I mean, I think a lot of us feel helpless in the face of adversity, trouble, especially as women. Um, like, for me, a way to mitigate that feeling is I always carry pepper spray around with me. Um, that really helps me, has in the past as well. Never had to use it, never had to deploy it, thank God. We have Two of Wands reversed, Ace of Cups reversed, Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and the World reversed. Okay, so this has been a pattern. I'm just gonna start with the World reversed here. It looks like this has been, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this has been a constant in your life. Whenever you've been faced with trouble or danger, some of us go into fight or flight mode, and we go into that fight mode. Um, yeah, or being bullied or abused, whatever the case may be. Some of us go into fight mode, and you know, we get a surge of adrenaline, and we feel the need to defend. Um, and it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you've been more like flight mode, which is fine, to walk away from trouble. But I thought the Seven of Wands was going to come up. Actually, that's all about defense, all about defending oneself, maintaining one's defense and one's place. But it's about ending that cycle, breaking that cycle with the World reversed, and changing the way that you view things, which can be easier said than done. I understand. And with this Two of Wands reversed, Two of Wands is usually it's usually a symbol of making, you see he's making a decision, he's choosing between two. But if you also look closely, he's surveying not just his land, but he's got the whole world in his hand. And we have it in its reversed form. Like, here's, okay, one example, and I'm sure there aren't a lot of examples here, but for one that I'm thinking of is the last reading I did for you, or the one I did when you were going out of town. And Spirit actually said that there were a few more things that they wanted you to investigate, just to survey the land and know what you're getting into before you go anywhere. Making sure that you are armed with knowledge of, say you're going to a new area, making sure you know what it's like, meeting up with a new person, vetting them. I'm having a little difficulty trying to figure out what this Ace of Cups reversed is here, what in this context, and narrative. Yeah, I think another part of this has to do with, when we talk about bullying. When you talk about bullying, Um, there's definitely a way to nip it in the bud before it gets out of control. And it's also important, and again, easier said than done, it's important to not let those who don't matter get you down, because that's what they're trying to do. They're energy vampires. They're trying to bring you down. That's what they want to see happen. So spirit wants to see like a whole new way of addressing things in your life, addressing, moments of peril. And spirit also wants to remind you that they're always watching over you. They've always got your back with the Seven of Cups, to make sure things don't go wildly out of hand. I mean, of course, a lot of it is in your hands. This Ace of Pentacles, Two of Wands. He's got the world in his hands. This new beginning, it's in his hands. But they're doing a lot on their side as well, to provide you with a layer of protection. So yeah, it's really about arming yourself with knowledge. If we're talking about safety in new environments, and ending cycles of the past, ending patterns of the past. Speaking your voice as soon as you do recognize people behaving in a bullying manner, or, in a troublesome manner towards you. And to do your very best to not let it affect your emotions or your sense of emotional well-being, because that's precisely what they're trying to do. Just because they're energy vampires and they're low energy, low vibrational people, that are not of your ilk. And hopefully, they will be gone. That's the other thing too, is to not anticipate patterns repeating themselves in the future. You're done. The bully era is over. And there's no reason to anticipate bullying. And in anticipating bullying, which I'm not saying you're doing, but fearing it kind of anticipate it keeps it on your mind, and sometimes it can manifest those things. You've definitely been traumatized by bullying, and so of course it's on your mind. But it's also important to not predicate your present and your future on your past. Turning a new leaf, a new beginning, and ending cycles with the world reversed and this Ace of Pentacles here. You are anticipating it, unfortunately. Well, you should not. And I can't tell you what to do, but that's one of the worst things to do. If you anticipate bullies, it's like with anything in life. When I anticipate awkward social situations, I usually manifest that. My doctor gave me a really sound piece of advice. Like, if I go to a party or an event and I don't know anyone, to feel as though I already have love for them, even if I don't know them. And I will likely make friends, and I have employed that, and I have done that. And in the past, I would just assume people would be standoffish towards me all the time, because that's been a pattern in my life. And I noticed that I was anticipating it. Wherever I'd go, whatever I'd do, I would just anticipate. That's how people are towards me for whatever reason. And it didn't stop until I told myself that this was going to stop. So, and that's part of that Seven of Cups too. Seven of Cups is also be careful what you wish for. Be careful of what's on your mind, because you very well might end up manifesting it if it's invading your conscious. There's something very valid to be said about that. I don't know how to avoid it as someone with a youthful appearance, other physical traits that people take for weakness, and a kind personality. Yeah, I mean, you can say that. I understand. I hear where you're coming from, love, but conversely, I could say the reason why people are standoffish with me is women are intimidated by me because I'm a single female and I'm, not to toot my own horn, but I'm rather attractive young lady. So I'm seen as a threat by women, and men don't, conversely, are standoffish towards me because they're either taken or they're intimidated by me. This is the rhetoric I've been telling myself for years and years and years, and I had to get myself the f out of that rhetoric. No, people don't. Not all people take that as an invitation, Jewel. If you manifest those kind of, there are certain types of people that do, and if you think about those people, you're likely to manifest them in your life. You can't anticipate that stuff. Like, I'm going out tonight. I'm a little bit nervous because I'm not going with anyone. I'm meeting someone there. I don't know them very well at all, so I'm a little bit nervous. But I'm anticipating people not being standoffish, because I've noticed that when I anticipate them not being that way, they typically aren't. Um, Something changes vibrationally. We often, there are things that we don't try to manifest and they happen, but subconsciously we do manifest a lot. Um, so yeah, you could say it's because you look young and that's an invitation for people to bully you, but I don't. I mean, that's not the case for me when I meet people who maybe look or sound a little younger or have a youthful appearance. Like, and I used to judge really attractive people too. I would assume they were all jerks, which is so stupid. Like, I'm an attractive person. Am I a jerk? No, I'm a very kind person. So those assumptions are, if people do make those assumptions, they're not the people that you even want to have in your life or have in your environment, have around you. You know, um, things, you got to look at it as with that Ace of Pentacles, fresh start, clean slate, things changing, from this point out. Because and yeah, I think I just made a good point there. Yeah, people who do see your youthful appearance as an invitation to bully you, they're worth absolutely nothing. They're, in my opinion, those are like garbage people. You're right. Maybe I'm just nervous since I'm starting a new job. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is there like a new job on the horizon or something? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Please don't be nervous, because that. I mean, I understand being nervous the first day on a new job because you're the new kid on the block and you don't know the ropes and you're gonna be learning them. They have their own protocols, etc. But don't worry about, if you honestly, please don't worry about people bullying you. You're gonna bring that energy onto you. It might even make you seem, like you might even be putting out like a really, like, almost like you're wanting to be. It sounds absurd, but it's almost like sometimes it may seem to people like you like feel like you don't deserve to not be bullied. Does that make sense? Like that's the only interaction that you deserve. If that's what you're anticipating, even right now, the team seemed pretty nice and a different bunch from what I'm used to. I'm sure they'll be nice, love. Um, and like I said, again, if they're not, nip that shit in the bud, just like you did with your last job. And they really don't matter in your life. They're not lifelong friends. Maybe some of them will be, but anyone who bullies you is not going to be. They're not going to be in your good graces. They shouldn't be, and they shouldn't matter to you, and their opinion shouldn't matter, because with bullies like that, it's not even really their opinion. It comes from, they're often just jealous cowards. Truthfully, that's usually the case. So their opinion is kind of moot, so to speak. I think this is going to be a really good beginning for you. Again, with that Ace of Pentacles right there in the center, new beginning, clean slate, starting things fresh, and not just it being a new job, but not anticipating bullying in your life. It's not going to be that way this time around. Oh yeah, no, there's a quote: jealous cowards try to control, rise above. Like that's it's the truth. Like it's always jealous people, cowardly people. Um, yeah, not good. They're not worth it. Well, thank you so much, Jewel. I really appreciate you, and it's exciting that you're starting a new job on Monday, and I hope I'm sure everything will go swimmingly. I'm trying to convince myself that it's over and won't happen again. I'm convinced it's over and won't happen again. You've proven to yourself that you have authority, you have autonomy, you have agency here. You were able to nip it in the bud and get them in trouble, get them out of there. If anything like that happens again, that's all you gotta do. It's not fun, but I sincerely don't think it's gonna happen again. Yeah. Lightning often doesn't usually strike twice. You're very welcome. You are very welcome, Jewel. Thank you. So yeah, I am a tarot reader. I can answer any of your questions, and today we are using one of my few traditional decks, the Spell Tarot deck, which is the RWS traditional deck, but it's embossed in gold, and it's really pretty, and I really like it. But it's the traditional art, which I've been studying a lot lately, or just deeper than I normally do. I can answer any of your questions, with the exception of legal and or medical questions. I'm also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. If that's something you're interested in, please let me know, so I can check in beforehand. Hey Matt, thank you so much for your donation. Did you want an extended reading, or did you have multiple questions? An OG reading on Rebecca. You got it. Sorry, give me one sec. Sorry about that. OG reading on Rebecca, you got it. I've been pulling cards on her and others, but love to get your read on things, especially in OG. Yeah, you got it, man. Absolutely. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Matt? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Matt? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Matt? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Matt? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Matt? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Matt? Messengers and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Matt? Messengers and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Matt? Messengers and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Matt? Messengers and spirit guides. What are Rebecca's current thoughts, see, we have the Emperor reversed, Four of Pentacles, the Hanged Man reversed, King of Wands reversed, the Moon, Ace of Cups reversed, Eight of Pentacles reversed, the Lovers reversed, Page of Cups, Two of Pentacles reversed, Three of Swords, Death, Queen of Pentacles, Temperance, and Six of Cups. Now I'm interested to know what you've been pulling on this situation, because I am seeing some repetitions. From when I've done the OG reading for her in the past, but I am seeing some changes, some transitions here. Let's start with your general energies. We have the Emperor reversed, the Ace of Cups reversed, and Three of Swords. While you still have her on your mind, even if she were to pop back into your life, I don't think that you would take the chance to try and be her emperor, to try to be her divine masculine counterpart. And while you still do have some waning affections for her, a lot of it has dissipated over time with this Ace of Cups reversed. Not just over time, but with her lack of consistency, her lack of communication, her lack of action, her lack of presence, and it's disappointing. It's been a disappointing ordeal with this Three of Swords. I don't know how long I don't even know how long the two of you have known one another, but just overall, the whole thing has been, not heartbreaking. But at times, yes, but overall disappointing. Only if she's changed, which the cards tell me she's not. And the cards are telling me precisely that, Matt. I am seeing that she may be if she hasn't already, she intends on popping back into your life. I'll get to that in a moment. But I also got that too, Matt. There's still, like I told you, there's certain things that I'm seeing that are kind of different, but the things that are unchanged are actually precisely that, is that she herself has not changed. Her intentions have shifted. She may actually take some action, but I feel like it's going to be half-assed. But let's get on to her general energies. We have the Moon, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, it's like she knows and I'll get to it in a moment, she knows that I think she wants to pop back into your life, but she has no idea how. With the Moon, she's completely in the dark there. I also think she's been dreaming about you a lot lately, and I think you've been on her mind quite a bit as well. But yeah, not only does she have no idea how to do it, but she also does have some self-doubts with this Two of Pentacles reversed, questioning if it would be feasible, if you would even respond to her. She's definitely got a fear of rejection there. But she has been, when I say you've been on her mind, she has been, really idealizing you and looking at or thinking about you with deep fondness, with this Six of Cups. She most likely watching my YouTube channel, but I turned off comments and I changed my email and phone number so she can't contact me. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if she was watching. Her thoughts, she can't let go of you. No matter what she does or how hard she tries, she can't seem to let go of the notion, the idea of you with this Four of Pentacles. But again, with with this Two of Pentacles reversed, this Eight of Pentacles reversed, she does have self-doubt. She does have doubt as to whether she could actually put the appropriate work in. But while Spirit is telling me that she has largely not changed, she thinks that she has undergone some kind of recent transformation. Those are her thoughts with this Death card under the thoughts column here. It's like that's her opinion. She thinks she's undergone some kind of transformation here. However, with her feelings, she hasn't let go of you, but her perspective is still the same. Her behaviors are still the same with the Hangman reversed. She feels like there's a change coming on, or a change that has already started coming to fruition in her life. Um, but Spirit's saying that she's still not there. Um, but I hope that she just has the courage to take that leap of faith, which has been holding her back. It's been and it's she does, while she does long for romance, she does have a deep seated fear of it. This deep seated fear of getting hurt. This Lover's reversed. But she wants a partner. She wants to be your queen. This Queen of Pentacles, she wants. It's not like she just wants to be anybody's queen, but she feels like if she were to be anyone's queen, she would want to be yours. Now this is where things get interesting, particularly interesting with their intentions. We have the King of Wands reversed, the Page of Cups, and Temperance. And this is where Page of Cups is popping back into someone's life. It's not just, I often refer to this card as the crush card, having a crush on someone, but see this fish that just like popped into his cup? Someone just popping back into your life. And I think that's kind of what she intends on doing here. She intends on flowing energy towards you, or at least some kind of communication. I just, hi Chrissy, welcome. I think you pull Page of Cups a lot. Yeah, that's someone returning. That's someone hopping back into your life. However, we go back to this lack of knowing exactly how or when, with this King of Wands reverse. King of Wands reverse being a card largely indicative of inactions, self-doubt, lack of confidence, lack of self-confidence. Excuse me. So yeah, she's thinking you're definitely on her mind a lot right now, Matt. You're on her mind a whole hell of a lot. And but the thing is she's looking at the like, I want to reach out to him, and yet she feels like she needs to have some kind of strategy, when really, how long did it take those dudes to rob the Louvre? It's priorities. It's about just getting it done, making that, all she has to do is, text you. I don't know, if she still has your number, if you blocked her or what, but she could, it's just a matter of doing it. Poor girl, it makes me sad. We were good together. Yeah, and I hope that she really is turning a new leaf and really is undergoing some type of transformation despite these things that are still holding her back. How far away does she live from you? That also, I don't think that matters to her, and I don't think it matters to you, but it does posit some difficulties, but. And that could be one of the challenges that she's concerned about, possibly, maybe not, but it is always a challenge there with the long distance thing. But yeah, I truly hope that she really is turning a new leaf, as she senses that she is, and starts taking action on what she wants. Well, I moved to North Dakota and she's in Maine, but I could easily pick up and move. I do it all the time. Yeah, and I know you would do it for someone you really cared about, Matt. Yeah. Well, I really hope she turns a new leaf, and I hope that she just, reaches out to you, because that's really all she needs to do. It's not that complicated here. It's just about setting one's priorities and just getting it done, Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Matt. I really appreciate you as always, and I hope I brought you some clarity there. Chrissy, I am sending PayPal. Okay, awesome. Thank you, love. I'll let you know when I receive it. And happy Halloween, Matt. I'm not doing any fun Halloween stuff tonight. I'm going to temple because I realized that I can't go to my classes. I have to be late to my class next week because I have work. and then I have work the following week, so I can't go at all. So I need to start just going to temple and doing my reading. No tricks nor treats. Yeah, no tricks nor treats this year. So, yes, I am also a psychic medium. If you are interested in a mediumship, please let me know. I also offer soulmate confirmation readings, um, which are pretty much self-explanatory there. I simply ask spirit whether somebody in your life, and they don't have to be in a romantic context, is a soulmate of yours, and in what context. You can also ask your spirit guides if they give their blessing towards someone in your life. And one of the most interesting readings that I love giving to people is my past life regression readings. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very young, and I first started out doing it with guided meditation. I've been regressed, I've regressed others. And then I developed a method using tarot about 3.5 years ago that I really refined earlier this year that I'm very, very proud of. But and it doesn't have to be a reading that's just going to help you most in your current life's journey. It could also be one that, and we have many, many past lives, at least a lot of us do, a lot of us are old souls. Could be one that was the most challenging or the least fortunate. Those really are good gratitude boosters for sure. um, and yeah, I answer all sorts of questions, but I answer a lot of romance questions. But this doesn't have to be a romance question either. This could also be for just like a friend or a family member or even an animal friend. I thought my OG love reading, as I just did for Matt, I also call it the TFI reading. I do their thoughts, their feelings, and their intentions towards you, in addition to your general energies and their general energies towards you. And that's at no additional donation amount. Um, and it's just a suggestion for a reading. And we just received a donation from Miss Marissa. Thank you so much, Marissa. Were you interested in 2 questions, or did you want a 10-card reading? Sorry, I forgot to ring my bell. And if you are watching this live stream, please be a buddy and remember to click the like button. It really, really helps me out. Thank you. Marissa, are you there, love? That's fine. That's fine. Hi, Marissa. Thank you so much. So, were you interested in, did you have 2 questions or did you want a 10 card reading? 10 card. You got it, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. I live in a small town where it's hard to be friends with people and trust people. I want to know if I will ever have social life with good friends. And what's your sign again, Marissa? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Do you mean specifically in your small town? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? They're hard to find anywhere, love. Even in big cities, I'll be honest. It's hard to find good friends. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Marissa ever have a social life with good friends? What I'm guessing is Spirit is likely going to give you advice as to how to bring that about in your life. We have Queen of Swords, Page of Cups, Nine of Wands, Seven of Swords, Two of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Swords reversed, Three of Pentacles reversed, the Star reversed, and Seven of Cups reversed. Okay, so we've got Knight of Swords here, which is the Gemini Royal Court card. Got this Queen of Swords and King of Wands, which is my card for the day. Page of Cups. We got a lot of court cards here. My answer is yes. You will, but it's something that doesn't just fall into one's lap at the same time. Like I'm forcing myself to go out tonight by myself to an event. I don't have. Yeah, you can pay on here, Chrissy. I have SuperChat. All my SuperChat amounts are found in the chat. Thank you. It's hard to find friends, and it can be work too. You have to put yourself out there, and socialize which I'm not saying that you don't. You probably do. But that is a big part of it, is being consistent with that. And it's just a fact of life. It's not it's not a small town. It's not exclusively a small town thing when it comes to not being able to trust people with the Seven of Swords. It's just a fact of life. I mean, I live in a big city, and there are definitely Seven of Swords people who lie, cheat, are manipulative, or two-faced, who say they want to be your friend and say they have good intentions, but then it turns out that they're not. And then sometimes that can sully our perception of future connections with people with the star reversed. And I don't know if this has been the case with you in the past, but it's made the whole situation of, or the idea of making friends and establishing a friend group to be, I don't want to say hopeless, but a little dismal and difficult. And Spirit's saying that, when you are going out into the world and socializing, it is important to have certain guards up. As I was saying to somebody earlier, another client of mine, I was told by one of my doctors, if you're ever in a social situation and you're like, I'm often fearful of people being standoffish towards me. It happens a lot. She was like, just pretend that you already have love for them and that you're excited to see them. And I did. And I made lots of friends that night. People were so warm and cool. But I still, had my guard up. These are still new people. But changing one's perspective really, really does a lot of good. Hi, E. Good to see you. And you can still play well with others and fortify healthy, good friendships while maintaining your guard. Not putting all of your trust into someone immediately. And also not losing your faith in them immediately too. We're all humans. We all have our good and our bad attributes. Spirits are what I'm at least seeing here with this Two of Wands, and I saw this card earlier. I'm so happy I'm using this deck. But with the Two of Wands, not only is it about decision making, but it's about going out into the world, venturing out into the world, and surveying your land. And as you can see, he's surveying his land outside his balcony or whatever this is. But he's also got the world. He's also got a globe in his hand. And it may mean, if you feel like you've met most everybody in your small town and you don't like them, you don't jive with them, might be a matter of venturing maybe a little further afar to make friends and socialize. I know that was a big thing with me when I grew up in my little suburban town as a teenager. I definitely had friends in high school, but I gravitated more towards city folks and city friends and college friends that lived in different areas, just because they had, I don't know, they had wider mindsets a lot of the time. So that might be a part of this too. And I don't know how often you try to go out and socialize, but there's no time like the present with the Seven of Cups reversed. There's no point in delaying. Definitely, do your due diligence and research and find different events and stuff with like-minded people that you could be friends and get to know. And they might not be in your small town. Like I said, you might have to venture a little bit further to find more like-minded people. I don't really go out here. Yeah, I mean, and especially if you've lived there for most, if not all, of your life. If it's a small town, I'm sure there's not a whole lot of nightlife, and nightlife that is within small towns is very inclusive and cliquey. And it can be that way too in big cities as well. But I find even more so with small towns, and that's why I don't know. I feel like venturing a little further far would be good for you. Um, but Spirit's definitely saying that there are going to be good people coming into your life. All my girls don't like me. Well, you got to change. That's another thing too, is changing the way you see things. I was just talking to Jewel about that. If you say that all girls don't like you, Marissa, you're likely to manifest that. Has it been a pattern in your life? It's about rephrasing things. You've had a pattern in your life where some women didn't like you. A lot of women haven't liked you in the past. I'm a woman and I like you, Marissa. I know it's a different context, but like saying that all women don't like you, I had the same. I used to have the same ideas. Um, I used to be, and that's the thing is like we as humans we like to recognize patterns because it gives us comfort, but at the same time it can also be very negative because that's not a good pattern. That's a negative cycle that needs to be broken. And now you should phrase it as, in the past I've had some issues. Women have had issues being friends with me, but it's not going to be that way from now on. Just change your mindset. I used to have the same problem, girl, and I still do sometimes. Some women find me intimidating. I'm a single woman and I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm attractive. If they're with a dude, they're gonna see me as a threat. Even if they're not with a dude, they often see me as a threat. But once I stopped even thinking of that or considering that as a possibility, you find that you actually do. Not everybody is the same. Not every woman is the same. Women with sense like me. So you mean like-minded women don't like you? I'm sure there's some other like-minded women who do like you out there, Marissa. And because not every woman's the same. Not every woman's going to perceive you the same. Just like every person's not the same. But the cards are saying that there's good people coming into your life. This Page of Cups, and to not overthink it, especially you being a Gemini, this Knight of Swords reversed here, to not to try your best to not overthink things, and or I shouldn't say overthink things, but to think of things from a negative standpoint from the past. You've got to stay in the present and look to the future as a clean slate, as something new. And while I believe you that some like-minded women maybe don't jive with you, I'm sure there are some that do, because just not every woman is exactly the same. Even like-minded women are not going to be all identically minded. We're individuals. I think I've had issues with close female friends in the past to switch up on me. I think most women have. Marissa. And conversely, I think a lot of men have too with other dudes. They just don't talk about it as much. Because guys don't talk much about their emotions or their relationships or their feelings. They tend to just not talk as much as we do. We like to gab. I don't think I've ever met a woman who said I've never had issues with other women, or I've never had an issue with any of my close girlfriends. And now I see girls I was friends with hanging out with girls who have given me a hard time in the past. Yeah, you need to find new folks, girl. Those aren't the type of people that you want to be friends with. And you know what you deserve, and you know what's just, and you know what's right. With this Queen of Swords and King of Wands, it's about taking action because you know what the type of friends that you want in your life. You know the type of social circle that you want to manifest. So it looks like they are all against me. The people from your past, it sounds like, might be against you. Thank you so much for your donation, Chrissy. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, it sounds like the people from your past were against you. Sorry, Chally. I'm sorry, I've been calling you Chrissy this whole time. I'm so sorry, hun. I was gonna say, yeah, your name is not Chrissy. I'm so sorry. I just typed it out. I don't have my glasses on. My bad. Yeah, so you definitely have the power to manifest this social circle that you definitely deserve, Marissa. It's out there. They're out there. It's about restructuring your way of thinking, which can be easier said than done. But it's about not looking to the future as a repetition of a negative past. Okay. Thank you very, very much, Marissa. I really appreciate you, and I wish you all the very best as always. Thank you. Charlie, thank you so much for your donation. Were you looking for an extended reading, or did you have multiple questions? They just started playing music next door, and it sounded like someone was farting super loud. Oh my god, was like the bass like super like shaking everything or something? Sometimes it just sounds ridiculous. I hear you. I'm glad I didn't hear that. Did my boyfriend Daniel ever love me? Why has he been such a jerk recently? Yeah, it sounds like their speakers malfunctioning. Did you? Okay, so those are two questions. Did you want to do one 10-card reading and one 5-card reading, Charlie? We can ask if Daniel ever loved you, and then we'll ask why he's been such a jerk lately towards you. You're so welcome, Marissa. Thank you, love. Shaylee, I'm sorry, honey. Okay, I'm going to ask it in two different questions. I'm going to ask if Daniel ever loved you as a 5-card, okay? And then the second one we'll do as a 10-card. I think that might require a little more detail there. And Shaylee, what's your sign and what's Daniel's sign? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel ever love Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel ever love Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel ever love Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel ever love Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel ever love Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel? And how long have you guys been together? Ever loved Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel ever love Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel ever love Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel ever love Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did Daniel ever love Shaylee? 3 years. You're a Pisces and he's a Capricorn. That's usually a really good combo. I've seen that work really well. But let's see. We have Justice, 7 of Swords, Death, Queen of Pentacles, and the Hangman reversed. My answer is yes. He did love you. Does he love you now? We'll have to look into that with the next question. Did he ever love you? Yes. What concerns me here, I don't know how well you know tarot love, but there's 4 suits: Cups, Swords, Wands, and Pentacles. Cups are the realm of emotions and love. There's no cups here. There's no cups. He does still see you as his queen. He definitely saw you as his queen in the past with this Queen of Pentacles. But he was deceitful sometimes. I don't know if he loved bombed you at first. He did love you, but I think sometimes he maybe overemphasized it or definitely expressed it in an unconventional way, so to speak. And like I said, he definitely loved you in the past. We'll figure out if he still loves you in the next reading. If he still loves you now, which is quite probable, it's a different type of love. It's transformed. Death is the card of transformation. It hasn't gone away. I think he still loves you, but I think it was a very romantic type of love, and it may have become very, perhaps more platonic over the years, because he's kind of stuck in limbo with this hangman reversed. It was definitely balanced at one point with this Justice card, but I think he got ahead of himself with his emotions and possibly love bombed. That's where I'm sensing, or he could have been deceptive towards himself regarding his affections for you. But my answer there is yes. He did at the very least at one point he loved you. I am pretty sure he still does, but he definitely did at the beginning. But then he might have just pumped on the gas way too fast and way too furiously, and it, as I tell everyone, it rarely results in anything good. Slowly and surely is usually how we want to do things, but he might have let things get ahead of him. So you want to know why he's been such a jerk towards you lately? Okay, let's figure what's going on here. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like such a jerk towards Shaylee lately? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee lately? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee lately? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee lately? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee lately? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee lately? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why has Daniel been acting like a jerk towards Shaylee? Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords, the High Priestess, Seven of Wands reversed, the Empress, Strength reversed, Knight of Swords reversed, the Sun reversed, the Hierophant reversed, and the Emperor reversed. Wow, right underneath the Empress. Okay. Yeah, he's definitely had a shift. As I was saying in your last reading, I was questioning. I confirmed that he did love you at the beginning. I was questioning whether he still loves you now. My answer is yes, he does still love you, but it has turned very platonic. It's hardly romantic at all. I hate to say it. It's interesting. We have both this Knight of Wands upright, but then we have Strength reversed right underneath. I often joke, but there's nothing funny going on here. I often joke that the Knight of Wands is the player card, or it's the guy with his thing in his hands. Okay, he's thinking with his wand. And right next to the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords came out in the last reading, this concerns me. Seven of Swords is next to the Nine of Swords, my least favorite card in the deck. It's deception, theft, betrayal, deceit, manipulation, cheating. I don't know if you've had suspicions that there might be someone else. If there isn't someone else, he's just not interested. He does have a wandering eye. I don't think there's anyone else. I'm not seeing that here. I'll tell you that, girl. I'm not seeing him. Yeah, it's the worst one. Total. I agree. I just hate the Nine of Swords because I deal with anxiety, but honestly, at the end of the day, on a fundamental, universal level, Seven of Swords is really, it encapsulates pretty much all the worst things, Really I've only heard one good way of looking at it, and it's only in very specific contexts, definitely not this one. But he's got a wandering eye. I don't think that there's another person. I don't think there's another woman, Shaylee. He might be looking for one, though. That's the problem. He might have that. I do feel like he has that intention with this Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords, and then this Knight of Swords reversed right underneath here. I get the sense that yeah, he is at least thinking about other women or moving on. The desire, it's the physical desire has waned, and it's definitely a him thing. It's not you. It's not like, oh, you've changed your look, you don't look the same, or it's not even a physical thing. He has a pattern, from what I'm seeing with this Hierophant reversed. He has a pattern of not being, like, he'll paint the picture as though he's into traditional relationships and acting traditionally in romantic relationships, but he couldn't be farther from it. He has a very low willpower for that, very low stamina for very traditional connections. And at the end of the day, your values don't align there. The Hierophant reverse is also about values not aligning. And it sounds like you are the traditional type. You do want something solid. And you deserve something. You deserve whatever you want, girlfriend. If you want something lightweight, but it sounds like you want him, ideally, to step up and be a solid partner. And he may have even displayed that earlier on. But in this way, this is one way in which the two of your values just don't align. I'm not, again, I don't think he's cheating on you. I don't think he is. Can I put it in a funny way? Girls don't want to get with him. Like, he can't find a girl to sleep to cheat, to save his life. They don't want to get involved in that. They don't know that. And I'm sure there's some wily women maybe out there somewhere that might be thirsty enough, but I feel like he might have barked up some girls' trees, and everyone's been like, nah. And this is not the first time I've seen this. I read that for another client too. But if that's any consolation to you, if he has been reaching out to other girls, which I think he has, they've all rejected him pretty hard. He's not cheated on you. He has not. He's not currently. But the shitty part is that if he had the opportunity, he would. And that's where I go back to my whole, I know you've been on my channel before, but you're not here too often, so I don't know if you've heard me say this, but especially over the past, 6 months maybe, my whole thing is intention. What's your intention? Actions come with intentions. And if his intention, if he's talking to other people and they happen to be female, and he's, gushing about how great you are and treats you well, that's fine. In my opinion, that's fine to talk to other women, as long as it's completely platonic. But if he's trying to bark up their tree while he has a girlfriend, no. The intentions are clear there. And they're wrong. They're Seven of Swordsy. They're not cool. He's, again, I mentioned this non-traditional viewpoint of relationships that is not aligned with yours. Honestly, He's been locked up for over a year. Oh, so he's in jail right now. Okay, so that's what. Okay, that's okay. Because I kept on getting the message that if he could cheat, he would, but he can't. Um, there we go. He physically can't. Um, and I don't know if this. And I'm not saying this is your case, but I know that some women feel more comfortable dating a guy who's locked up because of that. They don't have to worry about other women. That's like the one time when a woman never has to worry about that. Another woman coming into the picture is when he's locked up. Um, but that's the crappy part is the second he gets out, girl, he'll likely. And that's so weird too. I was just gonna say he's longing for his freedom. He's feeling locked down. Well, he's locked up, and he's feeling locked down. You guys have been together for 3 years. He's been locked up for over a year. So there was a time where he was free, and I don't know when he's scheduled to be released, if and when. But if and when he is, he wants total freedom. He wants total freedom. It's like that show Love After Lockup. I don't know if you ever saw that, but I see a lot of dudes, some women, but a lot of dudes coming out of jail, and they want total freedom. And their girls aren't used to it because they're used to not having to worry about, other factors, other people in the picture. Because yeah, he's feeling really in the dark. This situation, this connection doesn't make him happy. It doesn't bring him joy. And he does see your value. I will say this, Shaylee. He does see that you are a divine feminine woman. You are. This is you. You are the empress here. This is the good thing. Is he knows you deserve better. And he knows he doesn't want to be an emperor. It's not like he doesn't want to be an emperor to you. It's he doesn't want to be an emperor, period. And here we have it. We have the empress upright, which is you. But the emperor is reversed right underneath. His values are not aligned with yours. They're just not aligned. So there's a multitude of reasons why he's been acting like such a jerk lately. Are they good excuses? Are they good reasons? I don't think so at all. I'm not trying to make excuses for him or say that it's okay. But that is what I'm seeing, love. Will he change? Only time will tell. I don't know. I don't know if you want my opinion closing out because I gotta go now. But I would give this a time frame. Like I said, I don't know when he's coming out of jail, but I would give this a time frame. If he's still behaving this way in like a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever time frame you want to give it. If he's still behaving exactly the same way or worse, that's when I would just stop calling him, stop having the conversations, which are scheduled because he's in jail. I would just end the appointments, and then he'd be very lonely and would really know what he's missing out on. And I'm not saying that to get him back. I'm saying for karma, because it sounds like he deserves it. If he's going to treat you that way, and you're coming to visit him and talk to him and schedule that and put it into your busy schedule, and he can't respect that, that's karma. So I would give it. I call it the time frame or the time stamp. I recommend it to some of my clients. I think this is a situation that is deserving of a time stamp. And like I said, you choose the time. It's not me. If you want to give it a month, yes, and you've stayed loyal, I have no doubt. So, if he's still acting this way in a month, or, again, you choose the time, but stick with the time. Stick with it like a boundary, don't stray from it. That's really important because he really needs to know what's going on here. And I'm sure you tried to communicate with him. He's probably not reciprocal. But that is my advice to you. And thank you very much, love. I really appreciate you. I hope it brought you clarity. And I hope this can be worked out. But I think your intuition is also really strong. And you're just a very strong woman in general. And you know what's right and what you deserve. So I'm going to call it a night. I have got to go out. I've got plans. But thank you all so much. And I will see y'all likely tomorrow.